Kuppy, thanks for helping me kick off the first episode of the Sunday Signal. Can you share with us what you see as the biggest opportunity right now in markets, or perhaps the most interesting headline that's running across your screen at the moment?
Sure, yeah, and thanks for inviting me. I think there's something interesting going on. I don't think people are paying attention to it. On Friday, Biden, he came out with his vaccine mandate, which is all fine and good, the Constitution be damned. But I think what people are missing here is that vaccines have been around for 6 months now, 9 months almost. Anyone who wanted one got one. There's a lot of people who just don't want it. They refuse, and about a quarter of the population, it seems. And I think when you force companies with more than 100 employees to get rid of a quarter of their employees, it's going to destroy productivity. It's going to lead to an unemployment crisis of epic proportions. I think these people can't just be bullied into getting the vax. They've done their research. They don't want the thing. And I think it's going to be highly inflationary because when you reduce productivity and you just keep pressing the stimulus button, eventually, it's supply demand. The demand side is going to accelerate. The supply side is going to slow. In particular, I'm looking at the resource sector because extractive industries, I think they tend to lean, a bit to the right. They tend to be more anti-vax. I've been polling some of my friends in the energy sector. The office staff is maybe half vaxxed, but the field hands out, running the rigs and doing the maintenance, less, maybe a quarter vaxxed. I mean, what happens if 75% of the staff have to be let go? I mean, you might not have enough people for basic maintenance of pipelines. This could be bad. This could be, epically bad on the supply side. I'm still formulating this all through, but yesterday, the market opened up green because it always opens up green. And it just kept selling off all day. And all day long, my phone was ringing with friends of mine who were saying, I think I'm going to get fired. I'm not taking that vax. And then I had companies calling me and they're saying, I don't know how to run my business. We have no employees here soon. And I don't know how it's going to play out. Of course, I think they'll end up walking this back, but it's going to create disruption and chaos. And that usually leads to increases in commodity prices. And I think the trade remains get long commodities. I mean, the whole periodic table is probably going to go mental. That's been my saying all year, and it's been the winning trade. And whether it's energy or uranium or nat gas or coal or copper, I can just keep going. It's all going up. And I think this is just going to add more fuel to the fire, and that's what I'd be paying attention to.
Awesome, Kuppy. You're always one of the first people to pick up on some of these event-driven opportunities. And speaking of, I believe you just released this week's version of KEDM, the Kuppy's Event-Driven Monitor. Do you want to share a little bit of information on that?
Sure. We have a weekly monitor that comes out. It tracks about 24 event-driven strategies. What we've learned in the markets over the last decade is that there's a lot of quantum computers out there that are really good at looking at things in linear format. They're really good at taking everything in the Bloomberg and digesting it and finding the right price for assets. Opportunity exists at inflection where the computers can't model it. Spin-offs, privatizations, mutualizations, cap structure change, CEO change. All these things set a company in a different direction, and they tend to be very dynamic. And if you're paying attention to them, you're going to make some money. And so we have this service. You can sign up for a 4-week free trial. I recommend everyone signs up. KEDM.com, and we give a little market commentary. We've been very early on a lot of trades, and then we give the data out with us flagging the most interesting stuff. And I can't imagine investing without it these days.
Fantastic, tons of value there. I appreciate you, Kuppy. How can people contact you to learn more about your investment strategies, your services, even outside of what you're doing with KEDM, but also as a manager?
So I have a blog, adventuresinCapitalism.com. We usually publish about once a week. It's free, so you get what you pay for, but we've been nailing these trends for a decade now. And if you want to learn more about my fund, go to pracap.com, PRACAP.com, but you better be accredited.
Gotcha. Kuppy, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate the info, and I look forward to having you back soon.
Hey, thanks for inviting me.